Welcome to Life Through Her Eyes. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Debbie.
And today we have...
Jerica!
Yay! Well, welcome back. Today we're going to start talking about empowered women. So it's a really good topic. I know we have discussed a lot of times just between ourselves.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a really good running theme for the weekend that we've had, and just kind of want to highlight empowering each other, empowering ourselves. Deborah, what do you feel comes to your mind when you think an empowered woman?
I think of an empowered woman as a person who feels unapologetic about being able to move in whatever space they're in. They don't have to feel like threatened by other people. They don't have to dim their own light. Almost like how guys have the audacity all the time. You know what I'm saying? How they walk in the room and they're just like, I expect this. I own this space because I'm here. Exactly. I feel like that's what empowered women look and feel like. Them to walk in that same feminine energy, but in that same confidence.
Yes.
And going, you know what? I'm here, world. I'm here to add and give whatever it is that I have to give. Versus I think of an unempowered woman as a woman who would be pulling back and not wanting to be seen or feeling like they're trying to fit in whatever society standards of them are. So for me, that's what I think of when I think of empowered, because I have to also think of what the opposite of it is. So for me, that's what I think. And what I experienced this week was I just had my 40th birthday, and my girls came here from Oklahoma to help celebrate 40 years on Earth. And when I was together, sometimes when you get in groups of people that have never met each other, that you're kind of like, what if this doesn't mesh good? Mm-hmm. Especially with lots of different feminine energy. Mm-hmm. And I think in society, I've been told that women are supposed to compete with each other. Even when I think back to when female rappers first started really coming out, and you always had in the rap group one female. And then every record label only allowed one woman, and basically saying, you're the token. We'll accept one of you. So it forced women to fight and compete with each other. And it didn't change until a woman started empowering another woman and going, no, I want you on the track with me.
Yes.
Come on, let's do it. Now let's have 3, 4, 5 girls on the track. Yes. Now women are starting to be looked upon and being empowered to be able to step out in that creative space and in their creativity and voice and in their power, because it's not only, oh, you're just one of them. I'm me. Rightfully so. And there's no other me. And I don't have to compete male versus female necessarily. I'm just competing with and the version of myself yesterday.
Exactly.
So that's what I think of. And this week, it was a beautiful blend of me watching all of my different women who are in different stages of their life meet each other for the first time and really lift each other up and be excited and find out how they can support each other instead of lightweight hating. Because I've definitely been in groups of women who I could feel the shade the entire time, and it was exhausting and depleted. I felt depleted afterwards. And after this 5 days with you girls, I feel so energized. I feel full. And that's how I think it should be when we're around our sisters.
It should.
Yeah. How about you, Jerica? What do you think when you are envisioning an empowered woman, or if you've ever had a situation where you feel like another woman empowered you to be more authentically yourself?
When I think empowered, I really just think of people standing in their power. And one of the many powers of women is around nurturing and creating.
Right.
And leadership. And so what does that look like to me? In empowerment, it is nurturing other women to be leaders. It's multiplying that feeling that you get, that knowing in your spirit that I can and I will do a thing that's put on my heart to do. And then within that, just knowing that you already have everything that you need within you to accomplish that.
Yes.
And reminding your sisters along the journey that they also have those same things.
Right.
And so that's when I think of empowerment. When I think of empowered women, I think of people moving within their passions, moving within their purpose, doing so with intention.
Right.
And with the knowing that regardless of how this turns out, regardless of what it looks like to the outside world, this is my assignment. And because of that, I am going to move within that because I feel energized by stepping into that space.
Right.
So
I love it. I love it.
Organically authentic. Absolutely.
Do you, Jackie, think of any time that you have felt empowered by a woman, whether it's a person you've met or just like a celebrity or a poet or anybody in your life that you saw another woman and you were like, I'm inspired?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say too, before I go into that, Jerica, a lot of what you said just completely resonated. I know just in this time conversations we've had, I really feel a lot of the stuff that you say really hits home, and I love your verbiage. So I just wanted to say that. Yes. And I love to say. And honestly, there's a lot for me. In my family, we've got so many more females than we do males. I want to say there's only maybe 4 born in family males in my family. Everyone else is, all the other guys that are in my family, they're married. You know, that is so how highly female dominating my family is. So I think growing up everywhere, I saw that. Starting off with my mom raising me by herself. That takes a lot, especially when you don't have the other parent there to help at all. And I really feel like it's one of those things that I learned from her, because she always told me, don't let a man ever keep you down. Don't ever let their dream for you or their desire for you affect what you want. Anything you want to be in this world, you can be it. Give it your all and just love it. Just be happy. So I think from day one, I was Barbies over baby dolls because I wasn't in the conventional mindset of, I'm going to be nurturing. That just wasn't my innate desire. And
you're like, I'm going straight to adulthood and boss. I want to be a boss, but I don't want
I want to be a singer, dancer, model, actress. That's what I'm
all of that in one.
They're like, well, which one? I'm like, all of that. I go, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you got to choose. And I go, no. I want to be a mom. And they're like, well, what about kids? I'm like, oh no, I don't want kids. And that changed. You know, I was blessed with having a child. I had no idea what I was talking about back then. But in my mind, I was
normally don't back then.
In my mind, I was thinking of the conventional way. Oh, you get married, you buy the house, you have the children, and essentially in my mind, right? My mind trapped, because that's what that conventional mindset was to me as a child. And so I'm just watching my mom telling me, hey, anything you want to be. And then watching my siblings go through their things, but it always came together. I saw a lot of strong women in my family just go through a lot of things and pull it together because you got to.
And see, that resonates with me. Growing up, when people had their role models, as far as a television role model, you know who my girl was? Angela Bowers. Now, this may be above you all's time. On the show Who's the Boss?
Oh, God, yes.
There was Angela Bowers in advertising, and I was going to be Angela Bowers.
Okay.
Period. It was me. And so I think I've always, since that, maybe subconsciously always aligned with the Angela Bowers of the world.
Yes.
Like the bosses. Who's the boss?
You the boss. You are. Like, even going off on that, I remember when I met you in that space, God, 12 or more years ago, when we were in an open mic space where you did poetry. And I remember my first reaction of you was I felt empowered to see a woman so confidently own everything that came out of your mouth. You walked on stage you just floated almost onto the stage, went up there and you just delivered, and it was just so powerful. And I was like, holy shit. And I remember I had never performed until you had invited me to try to do poetry. And that empowered me to go, you know what, I do have a voice, and I might not be Jerica, but I'm still Deborah.
Right.
And Deborah has something to say.
Exactly.
And maybe me saying something will also have another Deborah down the line that's like, oh my God, maybe I can say something. And I have to say, right, I'm just so grateful for you, again, not being that woman who felt the need to compete, to be like, I'm the queen, and not to speak negatively about the person who ran that specific event, but the person who ran that event, very much so to me, was that energy. This is my event. You're competing with me. I'm going to get the most time. I don't want really nobody outdoing or outshining me, but with you, over all the years I've seen you in Tulsa, every event you've done, you always highlight everyone else and you lift everyone else up. And I've never felt any of your events was about the Jericho show. It was never the Jericho show. Jericho was running the show, and it was always apparent that you are the boss. You know what I'm saying? You're the boss. But I never felt like you needed to take any shine or light away from anyone else. If anything, you were the spotlight shining on everyone else to go, oh, this is a new person that I love, this guy, this girl, whomever. And I really think Tulsa is a better place because people like you, and specifically you, that give creative space to be empowered and not be intimidated. So I thank you and give you your flowers while you're here. And yes, yay. But for real, and you just came out with a spoken word album this past week, right?
I did.
Oh my God. So we got to listen to it on the trip on our drive to Savannah. It was incredible. I can't wait to sit down again and just take everything in. Because again, hearing someone say those things that you're wanting to say or afraid to say, it empowers you.
Right.
Again,
I'm heard without even having to speak. Those feelings that I couldn't quite put into words or expression was put into words and expression for me. It's like this person was reading my mail.
right.
Get out of my head.
And your specific one, the poem, did you say everything?
Oh,
Everything I need when it comes to me. And on the trip, we witnessed those things happen time after time. And I love it as well.
Time and time again. I'm just, anyone that is watching this, I'm telling you, even just traveling with each other, it was literally like,
everything we need.
Everything.
And she would keep saying it. See, I said, what I love about that is you created art that when people listen to and they say that they're drawing that same energy to themselves. Again, it's not about you. It's about what seeds you can sow in other people's lives so they too can have everything they need, because that is your affirmations and your confession for other people that you want to impart in the earth. And I really felt that. And I'm still thinking of that song as I go through, or the poem, spoken poem, because it is music too, so song. So my biggest hope is to see you have a Grammy for this. I believe the nomination is obvious, but I want to see you have that, because if you get that Grammy, that means that there's other people who are getting to be empowered and getting to draw that energy. And then that is just shining. That's creating more light in the world. And that's what all of us are really here to do. That's what empowered women do. And that, I think, again, not that men cannot empower or are not powerful people, but again, they've already had that forever. And we are now getting this opportunity in our lifetime to just step into that same power and own that. So I love it, because as more women do it, we are less competitive. But as you notice, men are innately competitive with each other. When you ask a guy, I listened to a psychiatrist say this and I thought that was interesting. They said, if you ask a guy, if you beat another guy in a sports game and they lose, are you happy about that? And they're like, but if they lose and they cry, how do you feel? And everyone laughs, because that to a man makes them feel better. Not only me win, but you cry.
That means you gave it your all.
Exactly. So that level of them competing, he says this, he says, every time I'm in a room with men, they always erupt in laughter, because that is truly what they feel like. The only thing that would make winning better is if your feelings were really hurt.
Oh, that makes me think of this episode where they're playing dodgeball. He's like, don't call me French. And he starts weeping because they lose. And then the winner of the other team literally goes over to lick tears on his face. See, this is, I send that gift to people all the time. I'm like, oh, you crying?
That's hilarious.
It's usually from my positive, like, oh, I love it. I love that you're so happy you're crying. It's usually because I see it, but it comes from a show where he's literally like, tears off his face. He loves it so much.
But again, I can only imagine that a man wrote that as like in comedy, because they're really probably dying in the comedy room as they're coming up with this, like, how would it be even better? Like, what would make you feel even more? What could I really do?
I would lick his tears.
I would lick the tear, which would make him feel so much more emasculated, which is the goal, right?
Yeah.
They want to emasculate you. They want to be number one, the king of the hill. That's their goal.
Yeah,
Whereas when we're even little girls, we're taught to nurture, like we're like guided a baby doll. Like you, to your point, I want a Barbie. Generally, they give you a baby to go, okay, because you need to be gentle, and they tell girls to be gentle, and we tolerate boys being physical.
Rough.
Oh, boys just being boys.
Boys
But if I'm smacking girls around, there's something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like we get her help. I can't be Ronda Rousey though. I can't just be that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Going in.
Yeah.
hey. Anyways, that was my little end of my.
I love it.
Nice. I love you girls so much.
I love you
I think I really do feel empowered by the two of you. I think you guys also think about empowered women as holding each other accountable as well. Like it's always easy being around an empowered woman because they're not going to let you fall. They're going to hold you accountable to your actions, and they are going to make you reach higher. They're going to be like, "So what? What are your goals this year?"
100%. And
I haven't seen you do anything recently, so
what episodes are you doing?
oh, yeah.
Oh. And I think one of those things too, it's important to remember that that's imperative why we all need why we need sisterhood, why we need to come together. Because together we amplify one another, we challenge each other, we push each other to be even better because we see, like I know I see all the potential and I see everything that you are and the amazingness that you are, but I know the steps ahead that it's like, the version as well for you. And
Because none of us are perfect. None of us have gotten to
exactly. Just like, same with me when you see me starting to like kind of start dating somebody that you're like, no, to be like, hey, help me. Important in the sisterhood.
Basically saying don't settle because sometimes we do settle.
We don't think of ourselves as high.
I think speaks to my experience with women. What I found is while they depict women as catty and combative and desiring the best for one another, what we truly know of women is that they are nurturers and that they do care. Right. And I have found on my journey that more people want you to win than they want you to lose. Right. There may be one or two very unhappy souls.
Yeah.
God, their hearts. That will give you that energy, but 9 times out of 10, the women around you want you to win because they're rooting for you because you're somebody I can physically touch. Yeah. And you succeeded in what you set your mind to. And that subconsciously tells me that if somebody I can physically touch has done this thing, then I feel like I too can do this thing. Right? I mean, it's like, oh, this is a real person, like a person. Right. And they're striving for something and they're doing something. Right. And seeing that. And they're overcoming obstacles. And so it's like when they see that, they're like, well, hell, I can do this too. Which then starts another ripple of people watching that person win and wanting to cheer them on. And then the energy of cheering them on, they understand how good that feels. And then they pour into that and then they build community. And then when it's time for them to develop their dreams, now they also have a community that was built in that same energy and that same sisterhood and that same camaraderie. And now they have the people that they need to help push them forward and to amplify their voices and help make their dreams come true. Exactly. And it just keeps happening over and over and over.
I agree. You just said that. I kind of close on this thought. This is the reason I believe that we're in a situation right now in America that women are choosing not to marry or even partner up as much because we are realizing that I can be just as fulfilled in my sisterhood and my sisters will make sure that my bills are paid if I'm being short or they will build up. Whereas sometimes when you're with a sexual partner, men, like I said, are competitive. They will compete with you or you'll find yourself as a woman competing with your man who makes more money, who does the amount of this or whatever, instead of just building each other up. Sometimes with intimate relationships, we tend to nitpick the shit out of each other versus people who are just in our group. We are more inclined to lift them up. So like in Jackie's situation where we're single and you're married, right? Like we and honor your marriage and we're super excited about you and Webster and we like cheer you on, but then we realize like we are not right now with men that are making us feel that way. So we decided to partner up as women and go, we will live together, we will support each other, we will do the things that we need to do. and that God brings that man for us if that man is there and wants to do that. But I think we are even more empowered now more than any other time because we don't need a man. We want to have a man in our life, and it's nice and good to have a man in our life. But we're also privileged to go, you know what? I don't have to tolerate this. I can set boundaries. I can be happy in life with my plants and my animals and other stuff, and show other women too that it doesn't have to be one way or the other anymore. Right. Like you were saying earlier, we were taught to be a good wife and have a picket fence and the children and the college and all the things, but that's not for everybody. And we are finally in a position in life where we're empowered and privileged to go, you know what? I can create my own dream and my own reality in whatever way that I want. And it's honestly my job to do it because my grandmother wasn't able to. Like, it just 50 years ago, they can vote and get a credit card and be independent and really divorce their husbands if they were unhappy. Because so many people were like, oh, how long ago, stayed together, they? Because theirs were Cheerio small. They didn't, see each other all the time. They didn't have technology where they were in each other's pocket and on each other's accounts all the time. And there's a study that said that the average, 100 years ago, the average relationship between a man and woman, if it was 50-year marriage, the equivalent today is 10 years because of how much we so if you have made it 10 years, that is equivalent to a 50-year marriage.
Wow.
So if you've hit 20, you've had 100 years essentially of communication and engagement with your husband because back in the day, he was gone out hunting or he was, gathering and you were at home nurturing, taking care of the house, the kids, the garden, the whatever. And then you might saw each other 2 or 3 hours a day, 1 or 2 days out of the week sometimes. So when you saw each other, every moment, like you already pre-planned what you're going to say, maybe even wrote little letters, yourself those things, but now we over communicate with each other. We just take you out of the pocket. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is how I'm feeling. So no as much desire anymore because we're almost
longing.
There's a longing. That's what it is. So almost long distance relationships tend to work better, or where your spouse travels more than people who are just up close all the time. Male,
up each other's butt.
Right. Male or female or even same-sex relationships, it doesn't matter. Exactly. And COVID proved it because the divorce rate rose when everyone got stuck at home together.
Be like, I can't do it.
Literally. Like they were able to move about and go and have just allotted periods of time together, but now they are literally stuck 24/7 for weeks to months.
Be here.
That makes me want to shout out to my grandmother.
Yay!
I think she was buying her own house.
What?
5 bedrooms with 6 kids, and she brought in 3 other kids. And when she got remarried, because she was married to my grandpa, and she was like,
she finally had that opportunity.
She was like, no, I'm good. So when she remarried, she moved him into her house because she was like, no.
Already established.
Do you understand? This is me. We'll live over here. And I was like, you know what? And I mean, he did and paid everything, but at the same time, she was like, no, this is my piece of land, and this is what I'm working for so that I can have a legacy for my children,
my legacy
and my grandchildren, and this is important to me. And it's like, even when we're speaking to my mother, and we're like, okay, what are we going to do with this house? How are we going to do this? Is it going to be an Airbnb? Is it going to be a rental? Like, what are we going to do? We have those choices because she provided the opportunity. She set the vision.
Right.
And it's about empowering women to be able to be brave enough. So the audacity. And to feel the power that's in them. Because I don't think empowerment is pulling a power. I think it's just drawing it out. Just what's in it.
Absolutely. I recognize that power is within. You don't need to seek it.
Yeah, it's not to be drawn from anywhere else. We can be inspired by others, like we have to be empowered. Because we were empowered, then we go,
wait, is there something in there? Oh, wait, I didn't recognize
that.
Yeah.
There was something in there. Okay.
And tend to that fire.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. I hope you all are as inspired and empowered as we were today having this conversation. Thank you all again so much for checking this out, and like, share. Also, we're going to put it under the notes for you to listen to Jerica's spoken word album. Yes. Support her. She deserves a Grammy nomination and the actual Grammy. So if any of you all know how to make that happen, you got connections, please listen, be inspired, and share so that more people can be inspired and empowered and be their greatest version of themselves. So again, thank you so much for being here with us today, and we hope you are the best version of yourself and you stay awesome, okay? Thank you. Bye.